New data shows the Great Resignation continues.
Yeah, take a look at the job stats from the Labor Department in March. Job openings hit a record high, more than 11 million positions available.
Americans continue to leave their jobs. Another 4.5 million people quit during the month of March. Pix11's Marvin Scott takes a look inside where workers are going.
It's the pandemic that has given rise to an epidemic among American workers. Following months of stress, often working from remote locations during the COVID crisis, almost 48 million workers have voluntarily left their jobs. The phenomenon known as the Great Resignation currently remains a hallmark of the labor market.
We call it the Great Resignation, but I would actually say it's the Great Reckoning. Employees, maybe around 2020, 2021, came to the idea that they had had enough.
Labor consultant Jason Greer believes that this phenomenon was a long time coming. Early in the pandemic, he says the trend was led by younger workers in low-paying industries like retail, food service, and healthcare. Now, he says, the main growth in the quit rates is coming from older, more tenured workers in higher-paid industries like finance and tech. COVID is seen as the primary motivator for the exodus.
People were faced with their own mortality. And in asking those bigger questions, the biggest question was, do I want to spend the rest of my life working, or do I want to spend the rest of my life actually enjoying my life?
It was family that prompted Amber Rashon to give up a 17-year marketing career, quitting her managerial job last year.
I was juggling the many demands of a career as well as the demands and the joys of raising 3 young children. And the pandemic made me realize that I really wanted to spend more time at home with my kids.
A Pew Research poll indicates that Amber is among 48% of respondents who said they quit for the same reason. The majority, 63% of workers who bolted from their jobs last year, said they left because the pay was too low. Just as many felt there was no opportunity for advancement. 57% felt disrespect at work, and 43% were simply dissatisfied with benefits.
My mental health suffered, my physical health suffered.
For 7 years, Jean Madison was director of recruitment at a nonprofit.
The pandemic played a huge part in me leaving just due to the overall stress from having to manage a team's work as well as their personal lives in a way that I was not prepared to do.
She has since started her own consulting business. Many of those quitting are heading to greener pastures with higher paying jobs.
Employees are recognizing how important they are to the economic strength or the economic weakness of our country. You can't have a company if you don't have employees.
Some companies are trying to lure back employees who quit or were part of a layoff, like Nicole Simonides, who has since started her own marketing company.
It was very difficult for me to say no because I did love my job, but I just feel like I'm in a great place right now.
With more than 11 million job openings just a few months ago, employers are pleading for workers to join their companies. Consultants say it'll take more than higher salaries to get them.
People will work for money, but they'll die for respect and they'll die for recognition. Learn how to respect, learn how to recognize, and you will keep your employees.
Labor consultant Jason Greer told me he doesn't see any immediate end to the Great Resignation because he says employers are still feeling the pain of trying to get workers in the door, while employees are reaping the benefit of seeking to get higher wages and better deals. I'm Marvin Scott, Pix11 News.